Are we there yet? If you can see me, you can hear me, just mention in the comments because I'm by myself today. I don't have my Sarthi with me. So uncle needs to figure out the tech by himself. Not that the boy was really helping anyway, but it's more of moral support than anything else. Okay, it seems we are live. All right. So it's just us today, guys. No memes, no small talk. We cut to the chase. Thank you, first of all, for being here. Before we get to it, सब लोग को नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, आने के लिए धन्यवाद. कृपया CFBR टाइप करें क्योंकि हर धर्म का एक मंत्र होता ही है जो अंत में वॉर क्राई बन जाता है. तो अपना मंत्र CFBR से ही. धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद. लाइक भी करें इस स्ट्रीम को ताकि और भक्तों तक पहुंच पाए. So I'm going directly live from the webcam today. No Zoom business की वो नीचे branding आता है, मुझे गुस्सा आता है देख के. साला भाड़ा तो दे रहे उनका, फिर भी अपना चिपकाएंगे ऊपर लोगों. Anyway, small irritations in life. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me properly? Yes. Give me a thumbs up if you can, so I can continue. I'll just read some of the first comments coming in. Guruji is back. uh, Already one question has come in. I'll do all the questions, but as the tradition demands, let me address uh, the topic of today is retirement. I didn't realize that offhanded. I put in my description that I'm entering my ninth and my final year in stand up, and the few people who still read stuff, they started commenting and DMing me saying, "गुरुजी क्या हो गया? कुछ दिक्कत है?" तो दिक्कत तो बहुत है दुनिया में, दिक्कत नहीं तो दुनिया ही ना रहे. तो it was not a very thought through comment on my part, but you should always be prepared for the end, socially, politically, and mortally as well. Because why fool yourself? On the flip side, people who are most attached to stuff, they live the longest, like all the fucking politicians who refuse to die because they are so attached. No, it is, isn't it contradictory in a way that these people live the longest and the people who are living the nicest, most sattvic lives don't. But then, like a famous poet once said, "कि बाबू मुशाय जिंदगी बड़ी होनी चाहिए, लंबी नहीं." So similarly, in the professional or artistic sphere, also one should be okay with endings because no matter how good your art form is or how much you love it or how good you are at it, there will be an end at one point or the other. So you shouldn't be too reliant on it. When the lockdown came around, I was afraid how will we survive without the stage, no, because it's a kick, like an addiction almost. But I must tell you that I didn't really miss it nearly as much as I thought I would. Of course, being in Himachal helped in the second lockdown at least, but then depends. No, my childhood was not as bad after all, which is why I don't do the jokes that work in society, because society generally childhood is bad with or without you knowing it. I often feel fame is a result of your personality meeting the average of the market. And despite being of modest means, as you can see clearly, I guess my upbringing and my own pursuits were little bit above moderate. So the reflection of it you can see in the content I do. Uh, I'm so ready for parting ways with something that doesn't work anymore. ऑल्सो पॉलिटिकली तो आपको पता ही है कि हम सब जेल जाने वाले हैं अभी, और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि आप कुछ बोल पाओगे क्योंकि लॉ में लिख के आ चुका है कि आप सब लोग ब्रॉडकास्टर हो. जो गरीब बच्चा गांव में बैठ के मीम डाल रहा है वो भी ब्रॉडकास्टर बन गया बेचारा. तो अभी एक रवीश को चुप कराने के लिए क्या क्या करना पड़ रहा है देखो इनको. एनीवे, that being said, this is a big year for the country and its esteemed history of fledgling democracy. तो इलेक्शन टाइम तक तो क्या ही हो जाएगा पता नहीं. तो वी शुड ऑलवेज बी रेडी. एंड बिसाइड्स ऑल ऑफ दिस, ये सब चलो चलते ही आ रहा है एक तरीके से. इज गेटिंग वर्स फॉर श्योर, बट स्टिल इज बिकमिंग डिफिकल्ट टू सस्टेन व्हाट आई डू. It is foregone conclusion that no, given the language, obviously English, and the topics pursued and the nuance that is rendered, it will always get fewer views and followers than mass market content. But that difference used to be, say, a few multiples in the past. Now it is hundreds of multiples, which is also fine. It's a small price to pay to do what you want to do, but everything is incentivized so much for volumes and also for profits, including social media, that the dumber the content it doesn't get multiple views, it gets hundreds of times more views. So, and again, the views result into everything else. So it's gotten to a point where I see no mainstream comedy and what it has become, and compare it to what I'm doing number wise. It's like I'm just pursuing a hobby now, you know. एंड अगर हॉबी परस्यू करना है तो फिर थोड़ा स्ट्रेस कम लेना चाहिए, ये मुझे लग रहा है लाइफ में, है ना? क्योंकि आखिरकार तो स्ट्रेस है, हम कितना भी ग्लोरीफाई कर लें कॉमेडी को या टूरिंग को, आपको हर वीकेंड कहीं और शहर में जाना है, वहाँ पे शो करने हैं, वहाँ पे टिकटें बेचनी है, और लॉजिस्टिकली इट इट डज टेक अ टोल, इट टेक्स अ टोल फिजिकली, इट टेक्स अ टोल इमोशनली ऑल्सो, एंड I think it's not worth it anymore. Like, just to get to a room on the weekend where there are a few people who want to listen to you, the amount of chutyap I have to do to sell the fucking tickets. I feel a better use of my time would be to be at home by myself and just read and write. That will be so much better use of my time than keep promoting कि अरे मैं यहाँ आ रहा हूँ, अरे मैं वहाँ आ रहा हूँ, अरे ये शो है, अरे वो शो है, तो भाड़ में गए शो। करते रहेंगे कॉमेडी तो। वंस देवेश पुट इट वेरी नाइसली ऑन बियॉन्ड द लाफ्स व्हेन ही हैड कम, ग्रेट एपिसोड बाय द वे, चेक इट आउट ऑन द अदर चैनल दैट आई हैव। ही सेड कि पूरी जब पैसे नहीं थे तब भी हम स्टैंड अप कर ही रहे थे ना, तो अगर आगे चल के पैसे वापस नहीं होंगे तो भी हम करते रहेंगे, which is so simply and beautifully put. So I'll always be around, but not with the intensity that I managed in the last couple of years, because नहीं होगा। आई थिंक इफ नो कंट्री डू नॉट मूव द नीडल, तो आगे चल के भी जो मैं कंटेंट डालने वाला हूँ उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है। डालेंगे फिर भी, क्योंकि बना लिए डालना है, मस्ती तो है अपने में, तो डाल देंगे। काफ़ी कंटेंट आएगा इस साल यही चैनल पे स्टैंड अप का, एटलीस्ट इलेक्शन के पहले तक तो आ ही जाएगा, उसके बाद तो फिर राम भरोसे है प्योरली। तो that was about it. I'm looking forward to something else also, and by something else I mean just chilling. And I thought I was chilling already, but you can always chill more in life. So that is the plan. Having addressed it, I think a little more, I think I should add, since the topic of today is retirement. I see a lot of my friends, including me, myself, back when I was working, you were always working for this random future date, at that date everything will be okay, I'll have enough money finally to do what I really want, to have the house I really want, to have enough in savings, enough of this, enough of that, then life will be good. But that then never comes, because inflation भी तो एक चीज है ना, and it is always faster than your increments, and you're never really satisfied. And I see people working their ass off, like, just burning their soul every day in jobs that are eating them away, and routines that are just killing them, and they're still doing it, chipping away at a mountain. They feel one day they will be successful, but they won't be. And they're all well-meaning people, nothing against the people, of course. No, people are just vulnerable. And the way the whole world is going, pre-COVID तो ठीक था, post-COVID खास करके everything is getting costlier, but your salary is not going up, nor is your living standard, really speaking, because the rich are getting richer around the world, not just in our country. We are ancient only in rhetoric. In our politics and our market, we are extremely American, perhaps more American than America itself. तो ये तो होते रहेगा। So you will keep seeing shiny cars and shiny trains, but you won't be able to afford them, and you're still working your ass off. I think it's quite sad when I see my friends and people I know slogging away. And of course, सबके पास option नहीं होता है. I have landed up in this, I would say, out of good fortune, or I wouldn't say providence, then that would be too religious on my part. So, to all of you out there who are dreaming of opening a shack in Goa, know that there are another 1,000 people wanting to open the same shack as you, and it may not work out, but it's always good to exit early, because you never know when the actual exit comes. No, आपको लगता है after 45, after whatever 60 you will do it. When you reach 60, the glaciers would have melted. AQI will be bad in Himachal also. It already is actually. There will be no place left. So हर दिन सवेरा है, ट्राई कीजिए अपनी तरफ से, डू माइक्रो रिटायरमेंट्स, यू डोंट नीड टू गो ऑल आउट। आप रिटायरमेंट के लिए कंपलसरी यू नीड रॉकिंग चेयर, ऐसा नहीं है। आप अपने अपने लेवल पे कर सकते हो। एक बहुत सुंदर टर्म है क्वाइट क्विटिंग, which is trending around the world for people in similar dilemmas. So, with that thought, let's start the satsang today. Thank you all for being here. Do like the fucking stream, CFBR likhiye, and I will get to the questions once again. Thank you for being here. Arey, super chat from the poor state of West Bengal. Richik Majumdar, namaste, hello again. Is an understanding silent audience better than lively ignorant ones will miss your talks if you really retire? So, like I said, there is no retirement as such. It's just that I have to change my approach to stand up. I've been intensely going after shows every weekend, और हर weekend में आप जहाँ पे उंगली रखो वहाँ पे लोग आ जाए सुनने के लिए, ये nobody owes you that, no. That's all it is. It's a course correction of sorts. Uh, you're right. Is better to have an audience that is small but listening. But again, the thing is, you need a certain number to be sustainable, no? Because the flight tickets are so expensive. नागपुर में शो करना था 26 तारीख को, आज देखा टिकट 5,000 से 12,000 हो चुकी है। आई टोल्ड माई फ्रेंड हु रन्स द क्लब देयर, बोलता है मेरा 12,000 का टिकट है, तो बोले दुबई से आ रहे हो क्या आप? पर ऐसा ही हो चुका है। तो नो बी दैट बीइंग व्हाट इट इज, होटल्स दैट आई नो होटल्स इन एवरी सिटी, सेम होटल्स आर ट्वाइस द कॉस्ट, नो। और खाने का तो आपको पता ही है। तो वो नहीं हो पा रहा है सस्टेन एट द नंबर्स दैट आई हैव करेंटली। आई नीड टू इम्प्रूव नंबर्स, पर वो भी हो नहीं रहा है। खैर, दैट्स ऑल, इज माय प्रॉब्लम, नॉट द ऑडियंस प्रॉब्लम। But again, I'm having to say all this because a lot of you are worried, and since I do try to reply as far as possible, I thought it be good if I address it. तो जैसा कि हमने कहा था आपको लास्ट टाइम भी, आपका शहर भी बहुत मुश्किल है पहुंचना, कलकत्ता 2-3 टाइम जोन परे है यहाँ से, तो नहीं हो पा रहा है। बट ये तो एक जरिया है ही ना, लाइव लाइव कर ही सकते हैं। unless you're in Gaza right now, you can do live from anywhere, and if you're doing from outside India, then the new fucking laws don't apply to you also. So there you go. Let's get to the questions. ठीक है, सुपर चैट हो चुका। पहला क्वेश्चन था पैन इंडिया डूड, ये क्या नाम है? पैन इंडियन डूड, ओके। बिग ब्रदर, यस, want to pursue stand-up comedy but have no idea where to start, plus running in small business, help advise me on approach to the art and judge cutthroat business and art with the routine of yours. Okay. It's a very common question, and it's a common problem that everybody who starts faces. uh, are you in a small town, then you have to move to a big town, like a Delhi or a Mumbai at least. Then second option can be Bangalore or Pune last option. यही चार हैं शहर। अगर आपको ज़्यादा ओपन माइक्स करने हैं तो यू विल हैव टू मूव देयर, नहीं तो नहीं हो पाएगा। अगर आपका बिजनेस है तो आप उसको छोड़ नहीं सकते हो। तो माय एडवाइस इज, आप रील बनाइए, जो मन में आए बनाइए। चल गया तो बहुत बढ़िया, बिना किसी खर्चे के आपका एटलीस्ट थोड़ा करियर शुरू हो जाएगा। Will it be a great career? Nobody knows. Will it be stand up? Nobody knows, but it will be something. So earlier, when comics used to ask me in whatever city I went to, my advice would be come to the big city. That's where the real action is. Plus, you will know how badly you want to do stand up. No, if you come to the big city, you have to pay rent first. तो then मालूम पड़ता है कि सच में प्यार स्टैंड अप से था कि और कुछ था। तो अब मैं ये एडवाइस नहीं देता हूँ, बिकॉज रील पे कर लो ना यार, रील पे कर लो, ये सब ये मतलब नहीं है। और मैंने देखा भी है काफ़ी कॉमिक्स फ्रॉम स्मॉलर सिटी, रील बना के जो भी उनका होगा कैरेक्टर या चुतिया, उससे थोड़ा बहुत फॉलोइंग बन गया, उससे करियर तो नहीं बनता वैसे, पर क्या है, दिल बहलाने के लिए अच्छी बात है। और फिर अगर आप बेच लो यहाँ वहाँ का जो भी हाथ में आया, रसगुल्ला वड़ा पाव, तो आपको लगेगा कि मैं कुछ कर रहा हूँ नौकरी से अच्छा। तो वो फिर एक जजमेंट कॉल है कि नौकरी में ज़्यादा इज्जत है कि इसमें ज़्यादा इज्जत है, पर ऑप्शन है, ये बात है। Otherwise, my classical advice is still to come to the city and give it a full go, because let that be your struggle. स्ट्रगल के बिना आपके पास मटेरियल नहीं है। लोगों को स्ट्रगल ही सुनना है। इतना कि बहुत कॉमिक है जो पैसे वाले हैं, अच्छे खानदान से हैं, पर बोलते हैं बहुत गरीबी थी, खाने को पैसा नहीं था, प्लेटफॉर्म पे सोता रहा, पूरा इंडियन आइडल वाला लोगों ने चिपकाया और पब्लिक को सुनना भी यही है चूतियों को। तो ये है हमारा जवाब आपके लिए। बेस्ट ऑफ लक पैन इंडियन डूड। एनीबॉडी एल्स हु हैज एनी क्वेश्चंस ऑन स्टैंड अप? I had put out a short video to address this same thing because the question keeps coming again and again, and I thought it'd be good to have it in one place. So I think I'll share it on my Insta tonight. That one video, I'll try to pin it somewhere also for reference. But tonight, Insta, just remind me if anybody wants to know something similar, and I'll put it up in the story. Thank you for that first question. Pratik Gamer is here. Shweta is here. Namaste, namaste, namaste. All the way from the Union Territory of Pune. Uh, और क्या है, और एक सुपर चैट है नहीं? हाँ, एक ही चलिए। निक सेल्वेशन, नमस्कार, नमस्कार। क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं? हाय, व्हाट्स अप बैंगलोर शोज? आई जस्ट डिड बैंगलोर डूड, आई वाज देयर फॉर एंटायर क्रिसमस। I did 4 shows. I almost converted to Christianity also, but then you did not come. So now next time, maybe February. I'm trying, not sure, but maybe February first weekend. But nothing on the board as of now. But thank you for punching in. Karan Gurnani is here. Namaste. I respect your choice and I know you fight a lovely battle. But as a fan, I'll always be by your work and by you. Thank you, sir. We just met last week. Hopefully, I'll see you at the next show in Mumbai. Uh, Kuldeep Khatri has also sent a super chat, but there is no question. Is that okay? All right, ये भी होता होगा. साथ में कुछ गुब्बारे दिख रहे हैं. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not well versed with the grammar of how this super chats work. But Kuldeep Khatri, thank you for being here. Uh, Nick Salvation is saying, "Are you into heavy metal?" Of course, dude. Yeah, I'm stuck in the 90s, I guess, and even my virtues are stuck in the 90s. No, so sad. The world is sinking, and I'm not going to Mars. So, but like a good story should have a flip at the end. Most heavy metal bands turned out to be racist anyway. So, yay, there is no salvation, Nick Salvation. I wouldn't say I'm a metal head because no, I couldn't go much past Metallica and Motorhead, and even metal maybe there's a caste system and they say Metallica is pop music, so there's always you can always shout more, no. So, and I'm sure there are great bands like all the big four of the 80s, sure, but I couldn't. Was not for me. But Motorhead for life, and of course hard rock, and you can see from my choice of music, which very few people recognize, appreciate बाद में आता है पर उसका recognize भी नहीं होता है. तो rock is dead, show is good stand up, but we are here till the end. Thank you Nick for the super chat. Who else is here? अच्छा कुलदीप से हमने बात कर ली. uh, okay, one more coming in from Aditya. हाय पुनीत, हाउ आर यू? शुड देयर बी जीएसटी ऑन रिटायरमेंट? तो है ना भाई, आप जो भी खरीद रहे हो तो काट के ही तो आ रहा है आपके हाथ में. बाय द वे पेंशन भी तो काट ही लिया है बहुत जगह, और जब तक आप और हम पहुंचेंगे, अगर है भी जॉब गवर्नमेंट में, क्या ही भरोसा कितना मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा. तो जो भी आ रहा है काट के ही आ रहा है, ये समझ के चलना है आपको. देन लाइफ बिकम्स इजियर. वैभव येडके इज हियर. Scorpions, yeah, sure, do Scorpions hard rock, no, but not metal, no. German band, sure. Rajiv Agarwal, will karma ever come back to bite people for ruining this country? Of course not. There is no karma. Karma is a bedtime story that you tell people so they can sleep peacefully. There is no karma. A lot of dictators have lived long, healthy, happy lives and never got even close to punishment. And क्या ही punishment कर दो? Most of the people in power are fucking psychopaths. They feel no guilt nor shame. There is a difference. No, guilt is personal, shame is social. They feel neither. That's why they can do what they can do. तो आई थिंक karma पे भी मत छोड़िए. जो खुद से ठीक लग रहा है वही कीजिए. What helps you sleep at night? Do that. Kuldeep Khatri, hi Puneet. Please don't retire. I've been coming to your shows every time you come to Ahmedabad. Even if it's repeated for me, I like the line. वैसे जो आज Wednesday. That's a line from Gainfully Employed. And then I feel कितना ही करो, कितने शो किए हमने अहमदाबाद में, पुणे में, बैंगलोर. I must have gone 6 times this year. Now, where does it end? ये भी एक तरीके का ग्रीड हो चुका है कि और करना है, ज्यादा करना है, करते रहना है. ठीक है, जितना मिला सब सारा खो पे. You have to live from a abundance perspective, not a scarcity perspective. I keep remembering something my friend Kautuk told me that don't think ki why Raja Beta didn't get a million views. Think that why it even got the 7-8 lakh views that it had, because in this country, even that is a miracle. Similar to what Manu Joseph says, one of my favorite writers. Uh, he says that don't ask why there are potholes on the road. Ask why there is any road at all in this country because there is no incentive to not be corrupt. So that's how I look at it. But thank you, Mr. Khatri, for punching in. Where is saying, why in my late 20s I want to be alone, but contrary to that, people of my age getting married and feels they need companion for life. Your point of view. So, Vaibhav, this is a very subjective question. So, we are social creatures. So, if you want to be alone voluntarily, you should look into it. Not getting married, totally your call, but there is a certain alienation that happens in society with everybody to different extents. And the more aware a person is, the more alienated he feels, and hence wants to be left alone because whenever he is with people, he doesn't see things that give him peace. So I understand that. And it's okay to sit out. There is no problem at all. But at the end of it, you should be happy. If you're not even happy, then even being alone is not helping you. So uh, you go from a place where you hate people, then you go to a place where you just avoid them, and eventually you come to a place where you empathize with them. Instead of being averse to it, because you finally see that everybody is a victim of where they were born and the conditioning that they couldn't avoid. And it's still okay to say no to the party. Your self-preservation comes first, but I think the goal should be eventually to a point where you don't really hate anybody. You just understand where they're coming from, and you say this is not for me, and you move on in life. Karan Gurnani is in a second super chat. Which philosophy has been your fuel to get you uh, this far in your journey? I ask because I too have had my own struggle as a businessman. See, with philosophy is like a guiding light, but it cannot be the path itself, because if you get too much into one philosophy, then it tends to resemble a religion. No, because I follow these are there are no rules. We make it up. All of it we make up. No? Including honesty and justice is all made up. No? That's why you see what is happening in the world right now. You can just, if the profits are high enough, you can trample over 20,000 civilians and nothing will happen to you. So there are no rules. Uh, I think Eastern philosophy has so much to offer. Our own country, our own culture has so much to offer. But the jingoism has just ruined it for a lot of people. Uh, what has helped me, there are a series of books really, and the oldest book that I think that I read, which was near to a philosophy, was this book called Martyrdom of Man, the universal history book written by a guy called William Reed. It's there in my reading list. A lot of you will be already familiar with it. But imagine Sapiens written 100 years earlier. That's what the book is like, and it for the first time gave me like a overarching narrative of what the entire world is, why it is the way it is, and it sort of cleared up a lot of things for me. A lot of the things we do, good, bad, and ugly, come out of ignorance. And once you know how the world operates, then at least you won't be surprised or anxious. You'll still be disappointed, but at least not surprised. And I think that's where it started. Osho over the years has always been great to go back to any book that you pick up. Krishnamurti also been amazing. Uh, I think it started with that. It ended with UG Krishnamurti. So beyond that, there's not much left to read in philosophy. If you read UG, you pretty much read everything. And there's not much of UG to read because he didn't write himself. It's just him talking to people in Q&As. But khair, lambi journey hai. Karan, I think everybody has a very subjective take on this. But to answer your question, it's been largely Eastern philosophy. I feel Western philosophy very dry, which is in keeping with the food also. So, well, thank you for the question. There's a super chat coming in from Australia. Is it Pew? Hi, hi, namaste. Is there any question? No. Okay, great. Always good to see dollar sign on the screen. Sarnan is saying, will you do a show in Pune before you retire? Arey, why again, please, there is no retirement. I just said it to address the questions. Of course, I'll do a show in Pune. Maybe not as frequently as the previous years, but of course, I'll come to Pune. Maybe in February, one show. Not sure yet, but of course, I'll be in Pune. If nothing, I'll come for the Bakharwadi too, which is overrated. A lot of people tell me, but यही होता है जब anything becomes mainstream. Some people say कि अरे ये बिका हुआ है तो don't listen to me also when I say that to you about comedy. XYZ Games, XYZ Guess Who? क्या username है? He's asking Puneet sir how to overcome sexual attraction. Does it deplete with age? Generally asking Guruji. Okay, it is actually a very good question. As Osho says that the only way to celibacy is through sex. Denial is not celibacy, so it does deplete with age if you've had enough. Unfortunately, most people haven't in this country because the whole country is running on sexual repression. That is the fuel of our politics and our religion, and eventually the market also. So it depletes if you had enough. And you can start later in life also ऐसा नहीं है because access and parents and pressure and just no fucking space in this country. Whenever you get the freedom and the maturity to become active sexually, it's okay as long as you had your fill, and you can have your fill eventually, and you do move on beyond it. Whether you're completely free of it, I am not sure, no, because as Osho says, why does the term dirty old man even exist? If you're old, you shouldn't be dirty if you lived a full life, but it exists. And a lot of times I feel it's not even physical, it's just that everything around us is so sexualized. No? Everything that is being sold to you is through an item number. So even though your body doesn't really need it, but your mind has been corrupted to that point where you feel that unless I'm going after action, I'm not doing full service to my services. So it does deplete with age, dude. Again, the point is not to chase sex as a goal or as a target, no, but just to do it as a very natural part of life. I think that is important rather than looking at it as an achievement or a score on your screen. No, that will never make you happy, no matter how many times you get late. Sachin Yadav, thoughts, Supreme Leader, क्या लिखा है? Supreme Leader scuba diving with the life jacket. मैंने देखा नहीं. Did I miss something? Must be some random photo op only. पीयूष श्रीवास्तव, यू आर वन ऑफ द कॉमिक्स जिसके शोज पे जाने में एक्साइटमेंट होता है, बाकी तो कभी भी जरूर कर सकते हैं क्राउड वर्क के नाम. But I think people want to be involved now. Of course, crowd work sells so much. It means that people like it. No? A lot of people like it. If you don't like it, also I understand completely. But even if you like it, I guess ठीक ही है. It's like a immersive experience. So you are part of the show. Imagine play में तो ऐसा कभी कभी होता है. Music में you can sing along. Maybe it's that. That's why music sells more. It's more interactive. But then the well thought lines that will stay with you, that will make a difference, will always be the written lines. Now, on the spot आप किसको क्या ही बोलोगे, शक्ल गंदी है, सिंगल है, चुतिया है, या तेरा नाम क्या है, टट्टी, the most popular crowd work line in this country. तो great stand up. अतुल शर्मा, serial chillax sir, right bro? Yeah, bro jerks off to Osho reels. ये अलग ही वाइब है. शाहिद शर्मा, जैकलीन के मार्केट में सर्वाइव करना मुश्किल ही नहीं नामुमकिन होते जा रहा है. Super chat coming in from Karan again. Are you looking forward to writing a book, and why not? This is a long story, but I've done it in the past, so I'll just quickly go over it. That एक समय पे लिखनी थी बुक, छप नहीं पाई, उसी बहाने स्टैंड अप शुरू हो गया. So I'm grateful for that struggle also. But now that I'm in a position where I can write a book, the need is gone, no? Because you people are here, right here. You do a live. At least some people are always listening. So what better than that? No? It's a format that you have romanticized over the years. I still read books, of course. Books have their own place, but the number of middlemen involved in publishing is just grotesque. And the writer gets 10% at the end of the day. And most writers are not even writers. No, they are just influencers who want to sell tickets to their stupid events or want to get corporate shows, and they get the fucking books ghost written. They pay for for the promotion. They buy the copies themselves. You name it. It's a dirty business. You walk into any bookshop, not only here, I'm sure even abroad, the good books keep getting pushed further and further back. No, और आपको क्या दिख रहा है मेन गेट पे? आपको some same social media bullshit that is there on your phone is now in the books also. तो आपको दिखेगा वो एक कौन है लड़का, जो कैट आइस वाला लड़का जो मॉन्क बोलता है खुद को चोदू, वो दिखेगा आपको। ये लोग खुद लिखते भी नहीं है, एंड दे प्लेजराइज फ्रॉम हियर एंड देयर एंड जस्ट पैकेज इट, एंड इट इज वन मोर टिक मार्क ऑन द मार्केटिंग प्लान, नो, बट दिस इज हाउ यू गेट अहेड इन टुडेस वर्ल्ड. So it's a dirty business. I write a book when I think there's something I have to say which is beyond the scope of stand up and my blogs. Currently, my blogs are my weapon of choice because I like non-fiction. I read non-fiction, I write non-fiction. So I think the blog is enough of a canvas as of now. You can always do an anthology, but अभी फ्री में है ही तो आप पढ़ लो और क्या. कभी बात बनेगी तो करेंगे, but it's not a thing on my horizon as of now. Thank you for the question, though, Karan. Guys, I'll try to get to as many as possible, but I want to keep the sessions short because otherwise लोग देखते नहीं है बाद में, क्योंकि 1 घंटा कौन दिखेगा. तो अपन एंड करेंगे जल्दी से. I'll try to get to as many questions as I can. Celluloid Nut is asking, Puneet, you're simply awesome. Absolutely love your intelligent humor and great wit. More power to you. Happy and healthy 2024 from Goa. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, Azhar Ali Khan, you have made Naveen angry by not arriving at the Cyrus says meet and greet on time. Uh, Acha, I missed this. I'll apologize to him next time. Too early for Saturday for a comic to come. But I did come and I met a lot of you guys, and it was a very fun, very chill vibe. Vishal Jain, please do a podcast with Meghnad someday. Oh yeah, it's been on my mind. I think I'll go to Delhi next time, or maybe I can get him on a live sometime. In fact, you were telling me when he left IBM कि अपन कुछ करते हैं साथ में. So yeah, before the new law gets to either one of us, we should do it. Thank you for reminding me. System is saying American Idol comics भी क्या हग रहे हैं आजकल. यार मार्केट ही हगने का है, क्या कर सकते हैं. सचिन यादव, स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो भाई लोग. अरे थैंक यू फॉर रिमाइंडिंग. अगर आपने नहीं किया तो, आपने किया है तो धन्यवाद. CFBR भी लिखिएगा. Super chat coming in from Shom Shubhro Chaudhary. I'm sorry to hear what you feel, Queen. I hope you get to stay soon where this is fun again. I hope to get to. Thank you for the concern, dude. It's still fun. It's great fun. I'm just saying the logistics of getting to the stage have become so much that it's taking away from my time for reading and for writing. So then I feel कि I'm on the go ही perform कर रहा हूँ, और वो नहीं करना ना अपने को. And also stress, no? At the end of the day, see where the stress come from in any walk of life. Stress comes from uncertainty. So if you have a job, there's some amount of certainty, but nowadays in today's world, in the post-pandemic world, the jobs are also uncertain because you can fucking get laid off at any time. Market looks bad. Work keeps increasing. Politics at work, and then of course when you're a freelancer, तो बिल्कुल ही there is no ground to stand on. Every month is different. Uh, so that uncertainty, जब I learned to live with it because my needs, as you can see, are very limited. हम खादी का कुर्ता पहन के बैठे हैं यहाँ पे चूते के जैसा on a fucking Thursday. So needs come है, but I can see the graph going down, and you had to be pragmatic also, no? Because it's not just you who's here being a fucking hero. No, there are people who depend on you. So keeping that in mind, I feel that the amount of time I'm putting into just getting up on a stage, doing a small show somewhere or the other every weekend, and hardly making any money at the end of it, I think I should use the time for something which is more productive financially and intellectually also. I'll keep performing, but I'll perform more in Mumbai then. No, I'll do, instead of my shows, I'll do smaller spots. वो तो मिल ही जाते हैं खैर. So that is the plan. Again, I don't know. I'm sharing so much with you guys, but you guys keep asking, and I appreciate the concern. Hence, I'm telling you threadbare what the thought process was. Prachi is here. Hi, Prachi. Always good to see you. Nile Kapasi is saying, I feel your Sabuddin Rathod. Thank you. Yeah, it's a great compliment. Gyan Sathe Gammat. शो का नहीं, गुजराती शो करेगा तो नाम तो सेट है, जेंटलमैन मानस ये नाम है मेरे शो का। जब भी करेंगे गुजराती में, सी यू इन कांदिवली फ्रॉम और कुछ जनरेशन। गुज्जू गाठा अरे कॉमेडी फैक्ट्री ऑफ कोर्स दे ऑल फ्रेंड्स एंड I've been thinking maybe Chirayu and I could do a string of shows, half an hour each. सोच रहे हैं, but क्या everything needs time and commitment and planning and only weekends. No, you only got weekends to do shows. तो then वो डेट मैच करना मुश्किल है. Me and Mehta were planning to do गुज्जू show, but फिर he is also traveling, I'm also traveling, तो वो मुश्किल हो जाता है. But करेंगे. ગમ્મત માટે કરશું. કઈ પૈસા વૈસાની વાત નથી એમાં, ખાલી મજા માટે. मैं समय हूँ है सेंड 1000 रुपीज सुपर चैट. अरे समय का तो बनता, आप समय ही हो तो आप भेज ही सकते हो. धन्यवाद. नो क्वेश्चन. ऑल राइट, थैंक यू वेरी मच. मैं समय हूँ. One more super chat coming in from Gurnani. Do write a book someday. Also, you should do crowd interaction show where you don't actually insult the grahak. Not many times people will make these days. बाकी next show के बाद पूछूंगा white money खत्म हो. Dude, crowd work is fun. The thing is, Avi, that video, no, it had touched such a no, now that even if I want to, I can't do crowd work. And we all used to, I used to host all of our shows in the beginning when Chelta started. No? And I was one of the best hosts in the country. The toughest shows, the biggest shows, the smallest shows, I would host it. And it was all fun. The thing is, then when I finally got down to putting my first video out, no, awkward generation जो अभी भाई साहब बोल रहे थे, जो पहले जो वीडियोस थे, वो जब I got down to it and I put pen on paper, I'm like मेरे पास मटेरियल ही नहीं है, मैं सिर्फ बकचोदी कर रहा हूँ एक डेढ़ साल से ना. So I had to cut down on the crowd work and the hosting consciously to write the set. And then in my solo shows, no, of course you can interact, it'll be fun because audience comes with the context, they know who you are, it will be great fun. बट एक तो टाइम कम है क्योंकि अपने पास कंटेंट है बहुत बोलने को. दूसरा ये है कि आई हैव पुट दैट प्रेशर ऑन माय कंटेंट टू बी फनी immediately. That's a self-inflicted hurdle because I thought that's the only way to be absolutely sure that the material is great. That no, you walk into a room which is cold or not ready yet, and you just start hitting them with the fucking lines one after the other till it works. Because crowd work becomes a cushion that to lie on, no, beach mess, and it is all nothing wrong with it. This is my method to make sure that no, I'm doing justice to the art form. Otherwise, people like you for who you are. They keep coming कि सर गुरुजी आप ही सही हो. सब लोग का यही होता है लास्ट में. अपने ऑडियंस में वो हीरो है, ओपन ओपन माइक में आता है तो वहाँ पे जो सन्नाटा सन्नाटा होता है. So it's my own insurance against being that person. Nothing against crowd work per se. But maybe I'll figure out a format. Maybe it could be a live satsang format, where you can interact. And it's been on my mind when I get to a point where I can do it. And again, no, when you say abuse the audience, if the audience is taking it in good spirit, nothing wrong with it because within the comedy club's confine, everything should be fair game. So in a way, Delhi comics are way ahead of us. No? They have taken the audience from the pits of watching Tarak Mehta every day to a comedy show where they're being shat upon and they're liking it. No, I guess that's also true art for this country, for this developing country. But thank you for the super chat, Gaurav, once again. He's in a very giving mood today, but I've met the guy. The great guy is a fan of my work, doing his own business and asking questions, which is rare combination because in business the only question is nafo kitlo thayo. So system Punit is like a Lamborghini to all the Ferrari as comics. Pankaj Kumar, do you have your book recommendation listed anywhere on the web, or you can keep your good reads updated maybe? So Pankaj, if you not earlier come for the streams, this always comes up the question, and there is a list which I share with people. If anybody has that link, please share it in the chat right now. Otherwise, just DM me and me or someone from my team will send across to you. Preet Gamer, sir, have you watched Kunal Kamra's podcast with Acharya Prashant? नो, आई बीन मीनिंग टू, वो मैं बैठ के नहीं देख पाता. मैं नेटफ्लिक्स पे देखा नहीं बहुत टाइम से. लाइक ऐसे लॉजिस्टिक्स में बहुत टाइम जाता है नो प्लानिंग द शो. अभी ये भी खत्म करने के बाद आई एम गोना प्लान माय फरवरी का ट्रिप व्हिच इज पेंडिंग. सो आई वांट टू लुक अप आचार्य इन पर्टिकुलर, बट समय नहीं मिल रहा है. श्वेता, आप क्यों सुपर चैट भेज रहे हो? रिटायरमेंट ऑल्सो रिक्वायर्स यू टू फील फुलफिल्ड लॉन्ग टर्म. व्हाट डू यू find fulfilling today? What do you feel will be gratifying 5 years down the line? Absolutely, great point. You do change as a person, but I feel that you have to find peace in the mundane. Otherwise, you will be groping till your dying day. That in my mind is clear. If you can live a normal, balanced, humble life and be happy in it, that is real retirement. And if you cannot do it now, maybe बाद में भी आपसे नहीं होगा. The thing is, lot of us are addicted to the noise now, but then we glorify it, saying, no, the fast life, the professional life, the city ka hustle, loda lasun. But you become hostages of the trauma that is the market of today, and it is completely a situation of uh, of you liking the trauma because you can't get rid of it. No, you have to overcome boredom eventually, right? Because right now the system is so stimulated with all the little notifications here and there that you cannot imagine life in the hills where the phone is not there. But I am sure, or I would like to believe rather, that with enough detox, no, the system comes back to its natural state where you don't need a dopamine hit every few minutes, and that would be actual retirement. Otherwise, आप मरते दम तक स्टॉक मार्केट खेल रहे हो तो इसका कोई अंत ही नहीं है. Masum Rajwani dropped a new video. Yes, absolutely, guys. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on my stories on Insta. Great video. Masum, to we knew will always kill it when he comes, but it's a long time in the making. He's been doing comedy for almost as long as I have, or I think as long as I have, 8 years. But he got into trouble with the goons. You know who the goons are. They only come in one color these days, and it set his career back by no, quite a few years. But great video. Check it out, Masum Rajwani, young fellow, good looking also, so shouldn't be a problem. uh, Shweta, yeah, we got around to her super chat. A pan Indian dude, do you think Indians would ever be ready to digest intelligent comedy anytime soon? Dude, the thing is, it's just too broad to say Indians. No, it's like no country is at the same level across its population. No, like some people in India are living in the next century, some people in India are living in the 1500s, and some people are living in the Puranic Kal. So I think पूरा देश तो कभी नहीं होगा. It will be swaths of people. And then having said that, वीर का तो फॉलोइंग है ही ना. There are enough and more people for all kinds of content, I think, in the market. It's just about reaching all of them. Because you could reach whoever you want to, फिर बात ही क्या थी ना. You have to buy the reach one way or the other. So Veer, because of his tenure, because of the Bollywood, and because of he's a great PR person also. Everything put together, he is where he's at. But it gives you inspiration that आप भी अंग्रेजी फाड़ सकते हो, इतना आप भी कर लो. I'm sure there are enough people just about reaching them, So, and like I said, the country doesn't always move in one direction clearly, as you can see in the India of today. Sainath Pujari, thoughts on existential crisis in the early 20s. We had covered it in the last stream. Do look it up if you have the time. Basically, the earlier you come to it, the better. I think everybody who lives enough, and by enough, I don't mean years. I mean how deeply enough you will hit a point of existential crisis. If you're doing it early in your life, be happy. You're saving time. No? Better get it now than in your 40s and 50s where they don't have enough time or life energy left to tackle it. So embrace it wholeheartedly. Read, talk to people, come on the live streams, and you'll be okay. करण अगर गुरनानी, अरे हमको लगा आपका पैसा खत्म हो गया, क्या हो गया फॉट. गुरनानी का और एक सुपर चैट आया है. ही सेइंग लास्ट 40 रिटायर किया तो कांदोली अकेले लफड़ा करे. कांदोली आके लफड़ा. This is my hometown, so I can't even run away from here. So yeah, point taken. Reason for you to not get married, Amir Kumar Pillai. Dude, there is no good reason to get married. The exit costs are too high. And well, I think the only good reason left is if you really want to have kids. That's the best reason because the kid needs two parents at least. So that is not the case with me. Hence, the other reasons are not good enough. That's the simplest way I can put it. बाकी आप शो में आएंगे तब आपको बता देंगे. प्रीत गेमर, अमित कुमार, गुड क्वेश्चन, आंसर दिस पुनीत भाई. किसको गुड क्वेश्चन बोल रहे हो भाई? ये क्या है चैट में? आप लोग खुद का क्वेश्चन पूछो ना. Why are comedians considered threat when doing political jokes while Kavi Sammelan satires organized all over India? गुड क्वेश्चन। आई थिंक वो राइम होता है, राइम करता है ना तो आप बच जाते हैं। तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ गुड वन, मे बी राइम करेगा धीरे धीरे। अमित जी सुपर चैट, अच्छा वही था मैरिज वाला क्वेश्चन। हाउ टू बी सिक्योर पर्सन while being alone? You don't have to be alone, like dude. Hmm, I understand the market and the culture pushes you into a very alienated corner, but you don't have to be alone. And never wear your aloneness as a badge of honor. That's the worst thing you can do. You know, because we are social creatures. We are wired that way. No, you're going against your basic wiring, and then to still be happy is kind of difficult. बाकी ये इंट्रोवर्ट वाला मीम चलता रहेगा. Most people sharing the meme cannot be introverts themselves. They just want fucking followers. No, so go out, dude. Meet people. The more people you meet, I think the more you understand life and the world. And also, when you meet people, or if you don't like being with people, tackle that also. No, go deep into that field. And why is it that I feel that way? No, where is the aversion coming from? Is it some insecurity of my own which is getting triggered by the company I'm keeping? No, or is it some lack I perceive in myself, or what is it? What is it that is overwhelming me about the company? Because you should be able to reach a stage where you can hear anything from somebody and not let it get to you. So, empathy, not sympathy, is the place to be ultimately. Um I'll get to the last few questions. I want to end it under an hour, which is never possible, but we maintained that in the last couple of weeks. Last few questions, guys. Rohan Pandya, what are your thoughts on anti nationalism? I was hearing my neighbor's kid cry all night and thought it's better not to be than entering the world without our consent. देखो बच्चे तो रोते ही हैं तो वो अभी we have to normalize it. Unfortunately, kids crying on flights also, you had to be more patient about it. I mean, the only way you would appreciate if you had a kid. uh, I don't have one myself, thankfully, but the more I read about human behavior and psychology and everything else, I feel kids will be kids. No, they are the more helpless in the world. So you have to be more patient about that. Zed, hi Zed, how are you? I read the conspiracy against the human race, and it's mind blowing. What are your thoughts? Yeah, dude, that is your Western philosophies at its zenith, and is also essential read. I think everybody here should. But then come back to Eastern, for some to round off your curriculum. Otherwise, you will be left in like a very bad ending of a French noir film, which makes you feel something, but you're not sure what. ललन टॉप पे कब आ रहे हो? ललन टॉप वाले बुलाएँगे जब नंबर होंगे हमारे पास। भाई देखो यहाँ पे कोई कोई एस्थेटिक या आर्ट नहीं चेज़, लोग नंबर चेज़ कर रहे हैं। नंबर इनफ है तो लोग बियर बाइसेप पे भी जाएँगे, और नंबर इनफ है तो लोग उसको बुलाएँगे भी। तो वो नंबर वाली बात है। एक समय पे हमारे एक दोस्त थे ललन टॉप में, दोस्त तो ख़ैर यानी फ़नकार भी थे। तो उन्होंने हमको बुलाया था एक इंटरव्यू में, पर ख़ैर अब तो पता नहीं। आप वायरल जाओ, आपको कल आ जाएगा कॉल एलन टॉप का। तो हम कोई बैठे नहीं हैं उनके लिए। वैसे भी वो फ्लैंकर ब्रांड है, उसी फ्लोर पे ऊपर बैठा है राइट विंग न्यूज़ वाला, नीचे ये लोग लेफ्ट विंग चला अपना फड़फड़ा रहे हैं, तो फिर हमको नहीं फ़र्क पड़ता लौड़ा। What is your purpose in life? Off repeated question never gets old. I keep changing the answer to the question because you should change as you grow old. Right now, my answer is the purpose in life is to maintain your sanity against all odds. That is the purpose. Do a podcast with Masum and Sumit. Sumit has been flirting with the idea of coming on the podcast, but Sumit is different persons on different days, so it's very hard to keep a track. He will give you a date, and on the date he will feel something else. So I think वो कभी हो नहीं पाएगा. The last super chat coming in from I Magic. What's your thoughts on artist' personal life and the art? Should I stop listening to Ramstein after the controversial sexual harassment? Can we differentiate artists? Of course, you can differentiate, dude. Greatest artists of all time have been horrible people in their personal life, and we have to accept that also about not just the artists, but about human life in general. No, people are complex creatures and they have many facets to what they do, but the most common facet is greed and lies. So, you thank the artist for reminding of that while still appreciating the art. Like, can you unhear any of Louis C.K. sets? No, they'll be great and they'll be timeless. But can you live with the fact that he was a bad person? You have to, because nobody's a nice person here, not even the gay rights activists. So I had to live with that. सुमित आनंद एंड मानिक ओवर एवरी बॉम्बे कॉमिक एक्सेप्ट पुनीत. चलो धन्यवाद, एटलीस्ट स्ट्रीम पे होता आपने लिख दिया ये, बट ऑफ कोर्स दे आर बोथ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इन द कंट्री, एब्सोल्युटली. You can hate Epstein, but what did he create? You mean Jeffrey Epstein? What did he create? He created content, I guess, in the end. Baki to nobody knows how deep that conspiracy goes. Uh, I am on nicotine right now. चलो ठीक है, at least it doesn't kill you immediately. Samrat Patel, cheers, Bao, super chat of 1,000. Bhai log, dhanyawad for being so generous today. But I had to wrap up the stream. I hope I've answered most of your questions. Otherwise, this can keep going on. Gaurang Kankotia, namaste, namaste. Su Bolu, are you demotivated because of numbers? Gaurang, yes. I mean, the short answer is yes. But the thing is, numbers are unlimited, so disappointment is also unlimited, and that is my own quote, so I should live by it. But thank you for asking. Zaid is saying I'm halfway through the other side belief. ये मुझे पता नहीं है. Can someone put it in the chat? The link to the book. I'll look it up. Otherwise, I'll forget. Uh, Best wishes. Zaid is saying, Aryan Srivastava, do you passionately follow any sports? नहीं, अब उम्र भी ढल चुकी है और I never got into sports because the place I used to live in, वहाँ पे ग्राउंड था ही नहीं आसपास में, and the grounds far away the parents wouldn't send because they're protective or worried or whatever. तो वो हुआ नहीं बचपन में जितना खेलना चाहिए था. तो फिर थोड़ा बाद में बहुत खेले, जबरदस्ती का उंगली टुड़ा टुड़ा के क्रिकेट खेले, क्योंकि क्रिकेट ही होता है ये देश में. आई प्लेड सम टेबल टेनिस व्हेन आई वाज इन स्कूल. तो अब मुझे उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं लगती. फिजिकल एक्टिविटी ऑफ कोर्स इज इम्पोर्टेंट, स्पोर्ट्स एज मैनी गुड थिंग्स गोइंग फॉर इट, बट नहीं, अभी लाइफ में और कुछ है करने को. आई स्पेंड ऑल माई एनर्जी इन द जिम, इज ऑल्सो अ स्पोर्ट ऑफ सॉर्ट्स फॉर मी. सो नो स्पोर्ट्स, टाइम नहीं है अभी. आईपीएल का दूसरा वर्जन भी आने वाला है, तो आप लोग का तो पूरा लाइफ ही चला गया क्रिकेट देखते देखते. जब आप काम कब करोगे वेंचर. Richik is back. He's saying, can stand-up comedy be taken as a legal and accepted art form in India? Dude, I'm not sure I get the question because art में legality, I mean, आती है obviously अगर right wing government हो तो, पर ऐसा कुछ है नहीं ना. accepted art form का कुछ वो है. You don't have to pass the muster. The very fact, the very freedom of art is that your think अटक गया है. I'll see what I can do. Okay, are we back? ठीक है. I think this is my sign to call it a day. Thank you everybody who came in. Amit Kumar, Punit, you inspire me to write on a daily basis. Oh, I'm glad. Do it for yourself first. People will follow. I shall now take your leave. Shweta, thank you. Yeah, I'm live again, but I don't know for how much longer, so I shall call it a night. Professor, your advice to young people to move your reasoning. Okay, my reasoning is that everybody deserves the best possible life. And when I say the best possible life, it means freedom to choose your own destiny, clean air to breathe, clean water to drink. इतना तीन, बाकी लिस्ट लंबा है, पर इतना तीन है ये देश में बिल्कुल नहीं है. तो जहाँ मिल रहा वहाँ पे जाइए ना, है ना. You don't owe anybody anything. You're getting an opportunity, go. Don't judge yourself. People will judge you anyway, so you don't judge yourself. All right. Good night. See you in Gurgaon, Sachin Singh. Oh, thank you for reminding me, guys. Before I go off, CFBR, please. So once the stream is done, do comment for reach. Again, I'm not sure if reach आता भी है, पर ये एक बन चुका है एक बिलीफ सिस्टम, नो, अपने धर्म में. तो कर लीजिएगा. अगर लाइक नहीं किया, लाइक कर दीजिएगा. इफ यू थिंक देयर आर friends of yours who have similar questions to what we discussed today, send it to them too. I will see you in Mumbai on 14th of January doing Gainfully Employed, probably for the last time. So come for that if you are in Mumbai. On the same day, same show online also on the 14th. वो भी लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है. उसके बाद दिल्ली आ रहे हैं, वो भी लिंक यहाँ पे. दिल्ली और गुड़गांव. हैदराबाद प्लानिंग चल रहा है. लास्ट 26 जनवरी वीकेंड हैदराबाद आएंगे. तो बहुत लोग हैदराबाद के लिए पूछ रहे थे. नया शो लेके आएंगे, फ्रेश वायलेंस. आइएगा. धन्यवाद. See you guys very soon. I'm glad you guys were here. I appreciate you guys taking the time out and for your best wishes. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm healthy. देश का पता नहीं, हम तो हैं. करते रहेंगे। गुड नाइट।